Hey GenderqueerChat viewers, I'm Christina, and this week's topic is: many of us turn to the internet to access information and seek out community when exploring our gender identities. Share some of your favorite or most useful online resources, example websites, blogs, podcasts, communities, etc. Okay, so there's about two main websites that you all know, probably. YouTube, obviously, and Tumblr, both of which have extensive trans and genderqueer and genderqueer communities. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. Is YouTube and Tumblr for me, for connecting with people who are transgender and or genderqueer. So, yeah, just looking up channels like this, obviously, and there are a couple other genderqueer collab channels that I've noticed, which is awesome, and I'm definitely subscribed to them, and, yeah, that's fantastic. And just looking up, anything genderqueer, on YouTube, anybody's personal channels and that sort of thing. It's great. It's fantastic. Tumblr is another fantastic website. Searching up through the tags. If you've never gone on Tumblr, there's a little search box where you can look up tags. So people tag things as genderqueer. People tag things as transgender. The only problem that I find with Tumblr is Tumblr, by the way, if you haven't heard of it, is spelt TUMBLR.com, and it is a blogging sort of website. Yeah, so the only issue with Tumblr is that I find that there's a significant amount of pseudo-activists, kind of, that I'm, I'll be honest, I'm sort of kind of among that group. But yeah, some people, there's differing opinions, and obviously, wherever you go, there's going to be differing opinions. So, sometimes there's people get offended, and so on and so forth, and anyway. So just be careful if you go to Tumblr. But it's a good place, for the most part. It's a very, very positive space, I think, if you sign up to it. In terms of just plain getting information, instead of just communities, Wikipedia, even though, if you ever, make a school essay or something, I don't suggest using Wikipedia, because it's user-generated, so it's like, I've heard teachers tell me that don't use Wikipedia because it's not always reliable, but, I don't know, I like Wikipedia to read anyways, whether I use it for school or not, it's good to read. So yeah, Wikipedia was probably one of the first places that I went to find, the exact definition for being genderqueer, or being transgender, or being an androgyne, or what have you, gender fluid, non-binary. All these terms are readily accessible on Wikipedia, and they seem to have quite good definitions. What I didn't know, I recently found, is there is a gender wiki. So they have a whole slew of different names, labels, androgyne, genderqueer, transgender, gender fluid, yeah, something like that. The people who don't have gender. Agender, bigender, etc., etc. Tons of interesting definitions there. So, yeah, so that's good. Or just, Googling the word genderqueer and finding whatever websites you can find. That's about it. That is about all that I can say. That's, YouTube, Tumblr. I don't really go on Twitter. Facebook, I don't find is a really, people go on Facebook, but it's not really, it's more for just contacting my close friends as opposed to, or acquaintances or whatever, as opposed to building a genderqueer community. Doesn't seem to be all that doable on Facebook as much. So, yeah, YouTube, Tumblr, Wikipedia, this gender wiki, which I will put the link down below, and that's about it. So, and just, Google genderqueer and Google androgyne and Google all these terms and try to find some websites to help you. That's all I can say. I don't know. That's about it. So, what the heck? What is our... Sorry, I don't have glasses, so I'm like going up 2 inches from the screen. What is your favorite movies, and why do you like them? Wow. Okay, that's a loaded question. My number one favorite movie, probably of all time, is Into the Wild, which is based on a true story of a guy who lived, I can't remember where in the U.S., but he lived in the U.S. His name was Christopher McCandless, and so it's based on... The movie is based on a book that's based on this real guy. So in 1990, I believe, he decided... He graduated from university with incredible high grades. He's a very smart guy. And he graduated from university, and then he decided to go on an adventure. I don't know quite how true the movie is to his actual story, but regardless. So he went on this journey with little to no money, and little to no ID, and little to no supplies, basically. And he traveled throughout the U.S., continental U.S., for about a year and a half, 2 years, something around there, and visiting all sorts of different places, having all sorts of adventures, and it's makes for a very, very good movie, and regardless of what. Anyway, so eventually he ended up traveling to Alaska. That was his ultimate goal, was to survive in the wild in Alaska, to get away from society and how, sick and poisonous it can be, and to live in the wilderness of Alaska. And he survived for a few months, and then, now, according to the movie, he died a certain way. I'm not going to spoil it. Well, I guess I'm already spoiling it by saying that he died. But anyways, yeah, no, he did actually die in 1992, and he, the only thing that is for sure is that he died from starvation. How he actually, whether the movie is true, whether the book is totally true, because they say that that there were things that led up to his starvation that may or may not have happened. Things that caused his starvation that may or may not have happened. Because with the biopsy or whatever, this is what I've read, is that for sure he died of starvation, but why he died of starvation, we're not 100% sure. Whether he couldn't find enough food, or whether it was the reasons that the movie or the book say. But anyway, so I find him quite inspiring, because he, the whole movie and his adventurousness, adventurous personality, and his determination and everything, and just getting out and doing what you love, doing what you want to do, is inspiring to me. So, yeah, so that's my number one favorite movie. So, movies that have LGBT characters in them, especially if they're main characters, especially trans characters, because it's great to have more representation in the media for them. Other movies that I like like A Walk to Remember. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's awesome. I like Across the Universe. I like movies from my childhood. Toy Story, Matilda. What else do I have here? Various movies. Mean Girls. Of course, that's awesome. The Matrix, Men in Black, all three of them. And let's see. Scary Movie 3. There's this movie called Simone that I really like, which is S1. They write it as S1M0NE. So look that up. It's a cool movie. I like Super Size Me, although it's a documentary, but it's a good movie. I like the Fast and Furious movies. There's this movie that I think has Russell Crowe called A Beautiful Mind, which is awesome. And in that same kind of storyline, this movie called Girl Interrupted. And that's about all that I can think of at the moment. So I will see you guys next week. Bye.